Bullseye, how's it going, buddy? How you doing? Penis. We've been invading? I'm sorry, what? Who, what now? What are we talking about? What are you talking about? Kami, how's it going, buddy? Yes. Seriously, nothing? Come on. Join room when you can. First two chapters should be chill. Sounds good. Hey Sid, hey Eve, how's it going? Found new person we're colonizing? Oh, the guy that Kami's talking about, right? Yeah, I know. I heard. We're using Berserk OST from Mr. K fight. Earlier today? Yeah, we went. I went an hour early today. Just no particular reason. Just cause, really. I wanted to go to the gym later, so I was like, ah, fuck it. Oh, Chris, dude, the volume ender was so good. Oh my, we had such a fun time for the stream. Holy piss. Oh, it was so much fun. Missed you, buddy. How's hunting going? Come on, something. Okay. Okay. Something. I should have a decision by Thursday. Okay, nice. A couple of good options you're picking from, hopefully. Choices are a buyer's best friend, because it gives you the ability to walk away if you know, if you know, negotiations aren't going your way. I won't be able to move in until later this month. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. But hey, you know what? Later this month is like, if you make the decision by Thursday, that's like what, 2 weeks later? Oh, fuck it. You know. Listen, as a good friend of mine once said, you can hang off a cliff by the skin of your fingernails for a month. Okay, anything under a month you can manage under any circumstance. You're like, listen, everything fucking sucks. It's just a month. It's just a month. Anything longer than a month, and he starts like breaking you down. But a month, whatever. Who gives a shit? That's not how you spell that. Oh my fucking god, what is this piece of shit word? I don't know. I'm genuinely washed. Bitch. Of course. Okay. Ah, that's good. Oh. Cloak and Dagger, Top Secret, Hush Hush, Covert. A coat of arms, a shield, a helmet, and a crest. Things like a knight has. Heraldic achievements show. This volume is the best of all Lord of Mysteries. A lot of people have said maybe not the best, but most people have said like it goes in their top 3. They put it like similar to volume 7 and 6 of Lord of the Mysteries, which I'm super excited for. So that's good. Chips, mash, grape, potato. Something food. Tin can. Fuck. Fuck. And volume is good, but you like 6 more? Wow. Okay, high praise, high praise. Okay, well then, so at least I'm in for like a really fun 2 volumes at least, okay? Regardless of anything else, I'm in for, like, regardless of where I rank them, but like I'm in for good 2 volumes at least. And the ending, from what I've heard, is very polarizing. Let's leave it at polarizing. Because, well, volumes 7 and 8 are like 100 chapters combined. Wow, really? So this is so 5 and 6 are the bulk of it then. Once I get through 5 and 6, I'm like right near the edge then. 81 and 64, so like, okay, 145, okay. I mean, yeah, if nothing else, we're what, fucking 500 chapters away and we're done? Not even? Damn, that's crazy, man. Really, realistically, for me, that looks like 50 good days of reading. On a good day of reading, I can do 10 chapters. 50 good days is like 2 months, a little over 2 months maybe, depending on how many days I need to take off. I know I'll take some days off in July because there's a wedding that I need to go to. So a couple of days at least it'll be. Or what they are. Fuck! Okay, I win. That's a, no, 48's a win. Fucking cringe. He rushed the fuck out of 7 and 8. Ah, Sag. Have you not read COI Harsh? Hold out for a couple more coming, then I can do chapter bundles. Ah, okay, no worries. Harsh is stalling. Oh, cringe, Lord. Got him. Here doesn't work. Here, no, doesn't work. Here. I'm gonna go off the wiki right now, and next chapters can be done however you want. Let's go. However I want? No, however you want, Kami, okay? I wanted to make a rice tonight, but I don't have any left. How do you run out of rice, bro? Oh, you're not. Never mind. By the way, can 1 over. By the way, can you guys? I'm not Asian. I don't buy that shit in 25 kilo bags. You wouldn't believe it, Kami. What I stopped myself from saying was, "How are you out of rice?" I was gonna say, "Oh, you're not Asian," and then I didn't say it. I was like, "That seems too." I was like, "That's it. That's too stereotypical. I'm not gonna say it." That's so funny. Here. Ah! That was so stupid! I'm stupid and small, goddammit. By the way, can you get? I have the reason I don't have the green screen up today. If anyone's wondering, I have my AC running because it's hot as piss in my fucking room. Like the AC is on in the house, but the thing is, because my computer runs at what fucking 50, 60 degrees, it fucking heats up my room like a fucking sauna, even with that running. So I have like a smaller AC for my room in particular. Also, we can see your floor is made out of static. This is true. My floor is indeed made out of static. I live in, you know that world, fuck, what was the main character of a Perfect Run? Something Romano. You know that like purple world that they kept theorizing? I live in the purple world. Yeah, truly. Or violet world, whatever. Which chapter are you going to, Wonk? Bro, I don't even know what chapter I'm starting from. I don't know. We'll fucking make it up, okay? That's why I didn't put it in the title, the chapter title, because I was like, I don't know. I don't even know where we're starting. $7:36. We'll try to go to like 45 if I can. Seems like a good place to end. You up to 50? You want me to go to a book? You want me to read 15 chapters? Who do you think I am, bro? You think I'm easy geeky? I'm not that guy, pal. I stream consistently, and I don't do excessively long streams to make up for the fact that I miss streams, okay? Not right now, but those can be done together. Okay, sounds good. You know, I went to the bank today, the old branch that I used to work at. I saw my bitch of an old boss. And I swear for the longest time, I was like, man, if I ever see that bitch again, I'm gonna let her have it. Because, God, she just made my life fucking miserable. Like, just genuinely. And then I saw her. And she looked so miserable. Like, she just looked like she didn't want to exist as like a human. And so I just met with her, and I was just nice. I was like, what do I get out of berating her and just being like, you know, you made my life hell. I'm glad I didn't work on it. And then I saw her and I was like, it's so sad. All right, sounds good. So I just let it go. It's like, I don't. No, like, and the thing is, she was always clear that like her life was miserable. Like, listen, we work in a branch, okay, in a bank, which means we all have like offices and like we have like shit tons of clients coming in, okay. Like, our branch was relatively busy, and like that, and like this lady had such a miserable time where she would genuinely just be crying in her office like several times a week. Like, you just walk in, you'd be like, hey, I need an override for... I'll figure it out, never mind. Because she'd just be bawling her eyes. So, like, the fact that her life was pretty miserable was... She was never exactly hiding of that fact, but it was just, like... Just to see that, it was like... I just let it go. I was like, I was like... What do I get out of doing this? Just... Oh, he won. Fuck's sake. Sorry, I was talking too much. Sorry, can someone ping Sid? That was bad timing because I'm done. We can... No, well, Eve, evening, I'm gonna call you Eve, okay, because that's just what I see here. I know you're evening, but... the thing is, like with anything else, it depends. So, like, one thing is, a bank is a high-stress environment. I'll be back when I'm done. No worries, Tucker Carlson. I appreciate you popping by, buddy. So, yeah, he has such bad timing. Jesus. No worries. 243. You're volume 2? I don't remember shit of the first book. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, Tucker Carlson's here, man. Crazy. You think I can ask him to give some of his billionaire parents' money to me, like just a little bit, just a little nibble, you know, as a streamer. The thing is, working at a bank is not actually bad. The one thing is, it is a pretty high stress environment in general, just because the amount of shit that's going on, and obviously the fact that you're dealing with people's money. Like, even though you're not cognizant of that fact all the time, you are aware of, like, hey, I gotta be careful, right? Yo, Pushkar, how's it going, buddy? So that definitely is a part of it. But like with most things, it just becomes a job after a while, and as long as your manager and your team is good, you'll have an okay time. But my team was like most colleagues that I've ever worked with, I'm not gonna say every, but like most colleagues that I've ever worked with are good. Yeah, we're starting soon. But like, why is your background kind of weird? I have my AC on, Pushkar, so because of that I can't get my green screen in, so it's all, I'm leaving it as is because I'm not fucking with my camera settings just for today. Just fuck all that noise. But yeah, that's fine. Can you accept such an outcome? Sorry, let me just join the thing, and then Kami's good to do whatever he wants for the... Hey Max, how's it going, man? I remember your Andrew Tate fangirl colleague. That was a particularly fun one. Like, most of my colleagues have been good, but she was just a bitch of a manager, dude. Like, her life was miserable, and she just made everyone's life miserable too. Dude, I didn't even fucking make my bed today, okay? So I was just like, working under her was miserable. But like, my current managers are so dope. I love them. All right, no, okay, let's start, okay? Can you accept such an outcome? Inside an empty house in Corte de la Cathédrale Commémorative, Francois de Angolme, wearing a lion headdress, stood by the window, gazing at the gas street lamps. After losing contact, he and Hidden Blade had switched emergency communication methods. They aimed to quickly re-establish contact, even without Hella's messenger. Early the next morning, as soon as he wrapped up the Morin Avigny's case, he tried to locate the Hidden Blade. Finally, Franca emerged. Did you take down Morin Avigny? Angolme asked. Otherwise... Do you remember who said that? Yeah, it was Klein at the before he decided that he was gonna fight George the something or other, right? From becoming angel, demigod, angel, no, Black Emperor, by engulfing the world in war, right? Although Overseer Pearl's vortex warning hung over Franca's head like a sharp blade, preventing her from relaxing, just because Morin Avigny was dead and she had the intel, Franca wouldn't let it ruin her mood. The major arcana holders would naturally worry about something so serious, and she and the others just needed to follow orders and complete the mission. Someone else also said it? Did Adam say it at some point? Plus, the intel they obtained was crucial and valuable. Either the EBS Church or the Demoness sect would definitely be grateful. Hidden Blade and her team acted quite fast. They had mentioned dealing with a government minister, and not long after they actually attacked. Franca covered for Lumion, saying we were also waiting for Morin to walk into the mirror himself. Surprisingly, the Aurora Order suddenly assassinated him, forcing him into our trap. So it was just a coincidence, Angolme said. This aligned with what the Purifiers had thought. Angolme then asked, so where's Morin now? Dead. He was definitely a mirror person and gave us a lot of intel. Change to gloomy soundtrack. Okay, blame it on Kami. Okay, not me. We can go to Cipher. He was definitely a mirror person and gave us a lot of intel. What intel, Ongome asked. Where's my fee? Franka said, don't forget, I contributed a lot to this operation. Even if I don't get the spoils, I can at least get to hear the intel. Kidding! Kidding! Just that intel is super important. Your superior will definitely reward you. Don't forget to help me collect my fee. Get to the fucking point. It wasn't that he was stingy, but Hidden Blade had twice emphasized how crucial the intel was, making him quite eager. Franco omitted the Tarot Club and Aurora Order details, but started from capturing Yibis to Overseer Pearl's paint itself appearing in Lumin's theory. Initially, Ongome stayed relatively composed. Kami, people were complaining that it's not the right kind of music for it, because we're talking about the thing, the operation. All good, all good. Initially, Ongome stayed relatively composed. Mirror people barely factored into purifier expectations. But when Morin was tricked into revealing Roselle led the Mirror people, his head buzzed. What does Hidden Blade and the others always get mixed up with such things? After Franka finished, Ongome couldn't help but raise his head and pinch his throbbing head. His emotions scrambled. How's that? Project Vortex, the Mirror people, the intel about the Hidden Traitor? Pretty important, right? Noticing Ongome's gaze and slightly moving teeth, Franka said, don't blame me. We didn't cause the problems. Trair's just uniquely prone to it, you know? We're victims, really. I'll submit the intel, and I'll pass along my informant's reward to you. What do you want? As just at the mention of tonight, Ongome's emotions surged. He just finished his workday an hour ago, and now he had to fucking return. I'm Agent 007, not a societal slave, goddammit, Ongome cursed. All the pleasure potion ingredients. She had considered her affliction potion could be rewarded by the Demoness sect, but not Jenna's. She can only rely on the authorities. Aren't you already at pleasure, Ongome said? Alright, I'll get it. This time kinda goated right now. I can tune in for some time. Hey, nice. Okay, cool. I can't promise that I'll do it this time forever, just because it's good for some people, it's really fucked up for some other people. Like, I know Dr. Z this time is just impossible. I think it's like 2 a.m. and thing. Time in Iran. It might be 1 a.m. Yeah, it's 2 a.m. Fucking Christ. Like, of course she can't show up. It's not her fault, right? Getting pleasure from the church and affliction of and from the Demoness sect. Surely, Madam Judgment would reward me. It's 4 a.m.? Why are you here? What do you mean this time is kind of goated? Surely, Madam Judgment would reward me too, right? I sold this one intel 3 times. Ongome rubbed his temples. There are cardinals, not from the Sun Pathway, and way more diocese bishops. I really don't know what we'll uncover next. I just hope the impact isn't too massive. He meant the April Fool's Insider, the Eternal Blazing Church. With a clear lead, it wouldn't be hard for the other party to be discovered. Without waiting for Franco to reply, Ongome pondered and said, the humanoid artifact transaction is also approved. Let me know the transaction details anytime. It's perfect right now. It's 11 p.m. for me. 11, so you're like 5 hours ahead. You're like in the French time zone too, right? I think it's around 5 hours ahead as France-ish. What's the story behind that artifact? Frank asked. She had encountered the humanoid artifact during the sea prayer rituals and knew its power. Ongome shook his head. Before you read a lot, what do you think is going to happen this volume? That's a good question. I think because you guys like it so much and the fan favorite volume is volume 6, I think we're gonna focus on getting the no I'm in the room coming. It's all good. I think we're gonna digest the Reaper potion, which should be done pretty quickly because we're probably like halfway done, maybe a little more even. And then secondly, we're gonna get all the pieces of the fucking the abscessed hand or whatever, and lastly we're gonna go to the lost city of Marora. Was that it? I think we're gonna go to Marora, because Marora in my mind is like similar to, I did not read the author note, I apologize. What's the temperature, like in my room or like outside? If you're talking about outside, it's 24. In my room, it's like hot as piss though. Because Marora in my mind is like similar to the City of Silver, not in terms of horror, but well, maybe in terms of horror, but just in terms of its thing, you know. I'm lower on volume 6 than most people. 24 is the temperature I keep my AC on. Well, yeah, it's nice outside. I just mean my room, bro. My room's hot because of the computer, you know. We keep the house at 21 though, normally. But listen, if it was up to me, I'd keep the fucking house at 19, okay? I don't like the heat. I don't really get cold, but I don't like the heat. See here, how's it going, buddy? Angoma shook his head. I'm not clear for that intel. All I know is that she used to be a Sequence 4 spectator demigod. Later, she went insane, but I don't know if she went mad before an evil god corrupted her, or because of the corruption. It was probably the latter, Franca said. Oh yeah, we're gonna go to the underworld too, Aaron, yes. Aren't spectator beyonders emotionally stable and hard to lose control? From what I know, spectators don't normally have the issue, but when they do, it gets quite messy. True, Franca thought. I was watching the State of Play. Oh, anything good come out? I wanted to watch that too. It was just fucking right before stream. Anything good announced? After chatting for a while, Angoma bid Hidden Blade farewell and left the room. Before leaving, he quickly reviewed the intel and sighed. There's way too many incidents in Trier, he thought. In the market district, Jenna sees the opportunity to act as a witch again, wearing a black cloak and a dark dress, walking the shadowy path. I just can't equate witches with bad deeds. Sinister acts aren't bad. Amongst the witch legends I've gathered so far, many focused on witches using mystical and sinister dark powers to help fulfill others' desires. These legends likely contain remnants of demonesses posing as witches. I could try emulating them. Yes, Jenna's mystical powers of sinisterness and darkness bring calamity. Jenna's thoughts became clearer. With these in mind, she turned onto Anarchy Street, intending to act as a witch. Rockstar needs to stop playing. Mostly slop, but they showed the next God of War. Stop, you're lying. What? The next God of... Where's it set in? Is it still You're lying. What? God of War Laufey. What? We play as Laufey? We don't get to play as Kratos? Oh well, I guess that's something. I want to be clear, okay? You play Fae though? Mix of Egyptian, Chinese, Aztec, and myth? Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah. Alright. Listen, I'm not gonna be super upset because I like the God of War games and I have faith in Santa Monica, but I'm gonna miss Kratos, okay? And the boy. Don't say woke game, okay? Don't just say woke because she's a woman. Don't do that. After a few steps, Jenna turned her head and sang hysterically, Trier, a city dressed in gold, a ball that endures till dawn unfolds, chicken roasted, dripping with oil's grace. She can't sing at all. This makes no fucking sense. A castle cake to fill each eager embrace. A bow-tied attendants glides amongst the guests, merrily dancing with joy and delight. My beloved hidden midst the crowd, amongst them my love resides, in the capital of joy, forever Trier. This voice. Jen appeared from the shadows of the motel and saw Lumen in a thick brown jacket, sitting on the windowsill holding a green liquid bottle. Hadn't he gone to the Aurora Order and never returned, Jenna thought? Lumen noticed her and smiled, leaping down from the 3rd floor. Why are you here? Jenna asked. I suddenly missed this place. Just came back for a drink. Did something happen? Jenna said, seeing Lumen's strange excitement. No, I'm fine. With an absinthe bottle in hand, he headed towards Anarchy Street's exit, Jenna closely trailing behind. Under the crimson moonlight and scattered gas lamps, the silent Lumen smiled and was about to start blaspheming. No, it's already begun. Haven't you been blaspheming all this time? Jenna cautiously probed. It's different this time, Lumen said. He quickened his pace and didn't mention it again. Jenna glanced at Lumen's muddy leather boots and dirty but dry surroundings, pursing her lips. Lumen continued to walk, occasionally humming a tune, occasionally chatting with Jenna and joking. As he made his way to his rented apartment and entered his room, Jenna stood quietly in the living room, watching Lumen close the bedroom's door. In the dark room, lit only by the moonlight, Lumen sat at his desk, unfolded a piece of paper and picked up a pen. He didn't light the wall lamp, nor create a blazing fireball. In the pitch black, he positioned his pen. Amidst the paper's rustling, Lumen's smile faded as he penned, Honorable Madam Magician, I'd like to meet you. What's happening? Hear me out. Hear me out. You know who comes to save my boy? You know who would do it? Amon. Who else but Amon? Who else but Amon could help our boy out? They're both psychotic, but incredibly gifted. Hear me out. He could do it, okay? Lumen's trying to climb the ladder really fast. Amon recently fell down the ladder, so we can give him some advice. I just mean like it could work. I'm saying it. Come on. Already having the messenger dispatched to deliver the letters, Lumen sat at his desk, gazing at the dark curtains that seeped through the clouds. He's mad at Amon's dad. Oh, I guess, yeah. After an indeterminate period of time, a resplendent starlight emerged, coalescing into the figure of Madam Magician. She had just changed into a brownish-yellow cotton dress. Good evening, Madam Magician, Lumen said. I have something to discuss. What's so important? Madam Magician inquired. Lumen conjured a blazing white flames to use as a chandelier, and after a few moments, I have confirmed the origins of the lizard-like elf. Is it not an evil god from outside the barrier? An evil god, but not one from outside the barrier. Oh, give me the details. Lumen recounted in his deep voice the pact he had with Penitent Baneful and the corresponding negative effects, describing seeing the true creator's idol in the lizard-like elf in the secret cathedral of the Aurora Order, as well as the illusory scene of the suspected divine kingdom. The magician didn't interrupt him, silently listening, sighing. In fact, I had suspected that the elf was related to him, but whether it was the Spectator Pathway's mythical creature form, or a Hanged Man Pathway creature form, they were clearly different from that elf. Nothing similar had manifested in the past 5 or 6 years. Additionally, the two experts at decrypting and deciphering the dreams are more inclined to believe the elf came from an evil god, leading me to abandon that guess. From the looks of it, he has been involved in Cordu's catastrophe for a long time. That's the only explanation that is complete. How could he, who had been listening and watching, not notice such a major incident unfolding for so long, involving members of the Curly-Haired Research Society? How could he not take advantage of the situation? What does he want? Lumen asked. I can only confirm one goal. That is to create a Beyonder capable of rapid digestion and advancement along the Hunter pathway. You can't... Really, sir? I'll move in a little bit closer, but I don't think it should be the music that's quite loud. Think about it. It's just been over half a year since you became a hunter, and you are already a Sequence 5. And your Reaper potion has been greatly digested. Perhaps in just a couple months, you can consider becoming a demigod. On this journey, whether it was the fake angel status that brought you to sealing, that was brought about by sealing Termiboris, the obtained boons of the inevitability pathway, or tempting the digestion opportunities filled with the calculated arrangements, they all contributed significantly. He, once a Red Priest, and is pushing for a decisive battle between the Red Priest and the Demoness. I was worried that your advancement may be going too smoothly, but now it seems that a price has already been exacted for what fate bestowed. A deposit paid. Good night, Pushkar. I'd rather had remained an ordinary person, Lumion spoke under the blazing white flames. Magician just shook her head with a complex smile. As the apocalypse approaches with Aurora's background and condition, even if no catastrophe had occurred, it is inevitable that you would encounter one. Had you forgotten the helplessness and the pain of being an ordinary person in that catastrophe? Lumion clenched his fist and lowered his head. I don't want power this way. Magician didn't dwell on the topic. He definitely has ulterior motives. For example, a humanoid artifact like you can effectively gather evil god influences around you wherever you go, exposing their schemes in advance and giving us time to deal with them. Magician just simply glanced at Lumion and said, with an obvious sigh, "What's your next move?" I want to punch him. Lumion's body trembled as if he couldn't suppress his rage. Lumion's eyes turning bloodshot. To be honest, he had never harbored a firm desire to seek revenge on a deity. His plan had always been to eliminate the key members of April Fools and the Samson family. Then he would work hard to become an angel and extract most of Termiboris' power, and release the weak angel of inevitability and kill him. He knew the source of Cordu's disaster was actually the entity known as inevitability, but due to the disparity between them and his natural fear of the deities, he had only occasionally cursed and spoken harsh words, never truly putting the other on his revenge list. And now he wanted those damn deities to fall from the heavens like meteors streaking through the night sky. Magician looked at Lumion. Do you know what you mean by that? I know. I've been waiting all day before requesting to meet you, because I've seriously been questioning myself. He'd question himself over and over, sometimes in anger, sometimes in sorrow, questioning himself when he calmed down a little too. Magician regarded him with a pity in her eyes. This time Lumion knew what she was pitying. A human yearning to punch a deity. He gazed at the Major Arcana holder, his gaze unwavering. You're telling me the target because you want me to provide advice on your idea and make it more feasible, Magician said. Yes. My suggestion is that after Mr. Fool awakens to a degree, endure your impulses and work hard to improve yourself. Only by being a demigod have you a chance to sit at that table. Of course, that depends on whether you appear in the form of cards or chips on the table. Don't be disheartened. It's the same for you, me, and the others. Our will and choices can play an important role. We can also exploit the others. Will Mr. Fool, will he help me? Yes. Mr. Fool protects all. All of us are willing to make sacrifices for this world, but we cannot be sacrificed. Lumion let out a sigh of relief, as if he had lost all his strength. He couldn't even stand. He had been suppressing all his emotions with all his might till now. Magician looked at him and pondered. I must remind you that an entity should be aware of your thoughts. This is because you have displayed an abnormality in front of his idol. I'm not criticizing you, simply stating the facts. In that situation, even clowns or spectators would find it difficult to control themselves. let alone an ascetic like you. I think that line of "we are all willing to sacrifice for the world, but we cannot be sacrificed, Mr. Fool will of course protect us," is like, I don't think they really know Klein in the same way we know Klein, but like, that's such an apt description of who Klein is. To say like, he will make sacrifices, but he will be the first to say, let me be the sacrifice. If I can do it, I'll do it myself. If I can take on the burden so no one else has to, I'll do it. That's such an apt description, and it's such a good description for the Tarot Club members and for like the Church of the Fool members to be like, in a smaller way, we do the same thing the Fool is. We can't do as much as he because he is a great existence, but we on our own level do what we can, knowing that he protects us. I will make all the sacrifices and take all the pain I can, and when I can't, I know the Fool will stand in front of me to do what I couldn't, to like stand where I failed, basically. A total parallel to Amon's necessary sacrifice. Yeah, because Amon will sacrifice everything for him. Amon's not doing it purely selfishly, I want to be clear. He's obviously saying it with like the intent of like, I want to protect the world and stuff too, sure. But he's doing it as like, but he's doing it in the same way of like, hey, I am worth so much more than like a sequence 1, a sequence 2, let alone a fucking sequence 5. Doing anything for them that goes out of my way just makes no sense. Because you're of so little... because they're of so little value compared to Adam, he's like, it doesn't make any sense for me to sacrifice for them because I'm just worth like 50 billion of them. Like, who gives a shit? Whereas Klein is like, everyone who stands under me is... Yeah, like everyone who stands under me is someone who puts their trust in me. I will not abandon them. And it's so funny where obviously the believers of Mr. Fool are really like, they're good believers and such too, but like the believers of the Aurora Order are like a whole different caliber. They're like, because they're like, Lord knows all, he forgives my sins, he absolves me of my sins, he takes on like all this shit. Whereas like, bro, Adam would let you die in a fucking heartbeat. If you die and give Adam like a slight victory, he'd sacrifice you in a heartbeat. Whereas like Klein, on the other hand, would be like, damn, I'd have to sacrifice a lot to keep him alive. But he is a member of the Tarot Club. There's no chance I abandon him. Like, my goat. Okay, Lumion said. When will Mr. Fool begin to awaken? No one knows, but there is no need to be disheartened. I foresee that we, the Tarot Club holders, will play quite an important role in this matter. Let's work hard together. How do we, Lumion thought? Focus on yourself, then wait for the right opportunity, Magician said. No, it's not that it's not that, Aaron. It's not that he expects everyone to sacrifice himself. It's that he is willing to sacrifice everyone. And the thing is, everyone thinks, oh, my Lord would never do that because my Lord is the one, because in their minds, he's fucking Jesus. He's like the one pinned to the cross. He is the one. I'm sorry, Hoshi. I don't think I've seen you in stream before. How you doing? Where like everyone thinks like Adam is Jesus. Adam is like, you know, I will take on your sins and your burdens. But it's like Adam is like the fucking furthest from that. He would push his sins onto you because he'd be like, you dying actually gives me a slight extra benefit, buddy. Oof. Bye-bye. Hoshi's a Deravir that hasn't even started COI? Oof. Okay, yeah, Hoshi. Okay. Definitely not, man. Because we're just starting the volume, so there's a lot of really important exposition going on here. I really appreciate you being here, obviously. Don't get me wrong. I just don't want to spoil you on anything. the right opportunity. Lumion couldn't fathom how they, the minor arcana holders, were involved in the awakening of Mr. Fool. All he could do was cautiously ask, "Madam, did he deliberately place Penitent on the messenger list? Without Baneful's negative influence, he wouldn't have had a chance to see the lizard-like elf in the true creator's cathedral." Yes and no. I knew he has a certain connection to that entity. I believed our collaboration with the Aurora Order is fragile. You were sent as an undercover agent, not a true member. You may encounter problems in the future, and there's a chance he will bring about possibilities, so I placed him on the messenger list to see if fate will allow you to choose him. I never expected it to unveil something this important, though. Lumion had long grown accustomed to Madam Magician's cryptic responses. As he filtered through her thoughts, he spoke. "Madam, I wish to explore the Hanged Man's Blue Avenger soon." What I'm saying right now is going to come up more and more. Cuttlefish is really getting philosophical starting now. I will say, maybe because I've been thinking about it. Sal said this to me. God damn it! I'm gonna have to give that piece of shit credit. God damn it. Okay, no one tell him I said this. Okay, just pretend. No one talk about this. Sal said he's like in COI you can see how Cuttlefish has grown as like an author, and like the last maybe 5 or 10 chapters, I feel that I feel like this is so hard hitting, even though there have been moments that are as or more impactful in Lord of the Mysteries. The way the writing has been done these last few chapters has been incredible. Magician concurred tersely. "No problem. I understand the urgency. I will bring you there once the hangman confirms the time." "Thank you," Lumion said. Magician pondered for a moment and said, "But don't be too hasty. Roselle once said, 'More haste, less speed.' It's not just because impatience blinds you and affects your judgment, causing you to make the wrong choices. It is also because consuming the potion to advance has a requirement on your mental health. Be aware of this." "I understand," Lumion said. "You were quite tense just now," Madam Magician joked around. "We've been talking this whole time, but you didn't even remember to invite me to sit down." "Yes, the School of Truth's vortex clearly involves higher level of forces. We'll take over the subsequent investigation. Your mission is to locate the relatively important mirror people according to what Morn shared. I suspect that something in the special mirror world is as important as part of the vortex. This time you have obtained crucial information. We will not be stingy with our rewards. Of course, it is for your team, not just you. How you distribute it is up to you." Again. Is this also what fate bestowed? I do not know. Your psychological and mental state are far better than I expected, if I'm honest. You hadn't reached the point where you needed treatment again, but you seem to have suffered from the after effects of the trauma known as fate's bestowment. All you see seems arranged as if by fate's hands. Translator puts in a work too, because he's getting trashed in the official Discord because he used AI to help him translate faster. I'm a fucking nerd for philosophy and science, but I'll yap with you more about that in VC one of these days. Fuck yes, here. Whenever you want, buddy. I love philosophy stuff too. I haven't had as much time to study it as I would like, for sure. But like I genuinely enjoy that stuff too. Without waiting for Lumin's response, she added, "Actually, there's no problem with that. It is good to be vigilant, but don't pressure yourself. Your mind is like an eraser. If it's too tense, it snaps. Be vigilant about the details, but you must relax. Think about it. You can't resist a real arrangement anyway. Why stop yourself from being able to sleep, eat, and become more neurotic?" "Yes," Lumin admitted. "Of course, once you discover an arrangement, remember to inform me immediately. For the reward this time, I will include the Sequence 4 potion formula of the Hunter Pathway. Let's go! Facilitating your quest for items on the Blue Avenger. As for the rewards, for the 2 of Cups, 7 of Cups, and 4 of Swords, I don't know. It mainly depends on what Judgment, Hermit, and the others offer." Bro, if the bum is offering the potion formula, I understand that it's really cheap for her because they have access to the cards of blasphemy. But like, if she's offering this, you got to imagine that the other better Tarot Club members are offering something better. Yes, I said better. Fucking try me, okay? Lumi had no objections to this, even if Madam Magician didn't mention it or believe that the information about the Vortex and Mirror People wasn't worth a demigod-level potion formula. He would take the initiative to request that the other party provide it first before making up for the missing contributions. As Lumin regained his composure, a question crossed his mind. I said it harsh, you bitch. Try me. Madam, Mr. K of the Aurora Order has already divulged my contributions in front of the true creator, requesting him to put me up as a candidate oracle. When an official oracle falls into danger, will I become the prime candidate to replace them? Will I truly become a Mister of the Aurora Order? In addition, he also promised me material rewards in the next few days. The Aurora Order's structure is quite unique. Although oracles have a saint above them, most oracles can directly hear the ravings of that entity and his instructions, giving them strong autonomy. Yes, they still follow the orders of their saints and superiors and report to them, but there are a few matters that bypass their superiors. Recommending a candidate is amongst that list. An oracle of God can only come from a God's revelations. After a brief sigh, Magician chuckled. As long as there is no problem with the screening, feel free to accept the rewards. You've already received enough of Fate's bestowments. Any more and there won't be any changes, really. I don't think an oracle will happen, though. The oracles have a fixed preaching area. It can't beat letting you run around and trigger various hidden dangers of the evil gods. It will help you digest the potion. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, I didn't even catch the drift of that line. Where, like, for him to become an oracle, Adam has to say to make him an oracle, and Adam's gonna go, nah, he's too valuable. Let him run around. Do shit. One thing I've learned looking at people's houses, people are dirty as shit. Dude, okay. About the having a lot of shit, I'm not gonna lie. Dude, I feel you don't realize how much shit you have until you have to move, and you're like, holy fuck. Like, basically all my shit that I own except for like a car and like a bike is like in this room, okay? And this is like a relatively small room. And I swear, if I started taking shit out because I had to move, I'd be fucking astonished at the sheer amount of time I have. Or like the sheer amount of shit I have. As for the dirty part, you are absolutely fucking right. The level of disgust and shit that people live in is fucking unfathomable. Now, I'm no clean freak by any stretch of the imagination, okay? Like, I will, like, if it's up to me, I tend to progressively make, my room gets like dirtier over the week. And then on the weekend, on like Saturday or Sunday, I go, holy fuck, you disgusting pig. Oink, oink, little piggy. Jesus Christ. And then I clean it all up. And then it builds up over the week again. I just keep doing, and I keep doing that cycle infinitely, okay? So it's like fucking hellish nightscape. I'm not denying that. But like, the way people live is genuinely like unbelievable sometimes. Like, for me, that's like one of my biggest like factors of like, if I'm gonna like hang out with someone or be friends with them, is like how they conduct themselves and like where they live. Like, if they just if like their living quarters or their car is just like a genuine pigsty, I'm like, I don't want to be friends with you because like your shit is just whack. You won't be friends with me then? I'm so sorry, Kami, that if I have given you the impression over the past 13 months that we would be friends. I'm sorry, that was so mean. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. No, I'm sorry, that was so mean. I know, Aaron, I haven't read those yet. I will. People, when you, oh yeah, MX, you're a plumber. What's that? Are you still a plumber, or is that like something you used to do? Leo Terror, I'm sorry. At this point, Magician's expression gradually turned cold. LEMMiNO wasn't in a hurry anymore. He waited for the Major Arcana to take the initiative to explain. Do you wipe? What the fuck did you just ask me? After a few first of all, I will have it. I assume you're talking about wiping your ass here. I will have it be known. I use a bidet. Okay, I'm not. Okay. I did it when I was 15. You were an apprentice plumber at 15? That's really young, dude. What the fuck? Are you still in the trades, MX, or? Alright, how old are you, MX? I don't actually know the answer to this. Perhaps that person's arrangement was for you to become a certain mister for a while. You're 18. Oh, that was only 3 years ago. So do you still want to go into the trades then, MX, or do you want to do something else? The Hunter Pathway, Sequence 4, is known as the Iron-Blooded Knight. It makes all consumers transform into men. Its rituals require the formation of a team of at least 30. You should be able to comprehend your intentions based on your gaze and actions for a long period of nurturing. Yes, but woodworking? Ah, cool! You should be able to comprehend your intentions based on your gaze and actions after a long period of nurturing. As though you are all nearly one. The higher the team's strength and tacit understanding, the better the effects of the ritual. Think about it. What's the most striking characteristic of the Aurora Order? It's fanaticism. After becoming a certain mister, you will undoubtedly have your own jurisdiction and a number of subordinates. They are fanatical and will completely follow you. With some training, they can fulfill the requirements of the ritual. What you need to worry about is how to increase their strength and tacit understanding. What? The original plan was for me to become an oracle, allowing me to establish a team? How do I carry this out? Frank and the others are without a problem, but there's too few of them. Upon seeing this, Magician chuckled. The Church of Knowledge is well versed in the Hunter Path, offered an alternative. Of course, the prerequisite is that you can tame Ludwig. Angels can offset most quantity requirements. Angel? Yes. Taming Ludwig? All I can do for now is simply bribe him and give him simple commands. You can wait until you digest your potion and visit the City of Exile's Marora before deciding which method to use. Right, let's discuss the vortex details through letters. Can't say anything. One of the worst jobs on Earth is to be what the fuck, Kami? Ludwig confirmed to be an angel by the God of Knowledge? I'm sorry, did we not know that? But right now I'm planning to go to the military. After that, I want to go to woodworking. Who the fuck wants to go? Okay, I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. Okay, am I crazy, or does it make no fucking sense that MX wants to go blow up shit for like 18 months or 24 months, however long the fucking military contract is gonna be, and then just come back and do woodworking? This motherfucker wants to be like Thor's from Vinland Saga. He's like, I have seen death, friend. I no longer wish to choose that life. I now live to turn I have to go. We have forced military. Yo! Forced military service? Are you South Korean? I don't know why I specified South, like there was any chance it was North Korean. I'm sorry. That's so stupid. Austria, Austria has what? How long's the minimum? I think in South Korea it's 18 months. Austria mandatory military service. All Austrian males between ages of 17 and 50 are required to complete military service. The standard commitment is 6 months. Okay, 6 months is not 6 months is not huge, but okay, you want to do 12? That's probably fine too. Especially it's fucking Austria. No one's fucking going to war with Austria. Well, I don't want to say no one. Fucking Trump's a fucking lunatic. In Kosovo? Oh, let's go. Let's go. And 12's not bad. Okay. Lumion nodded and watched Madam Magician vanish. Gazing at the gradually expanding dark boulder, he closed his eyes and recalled all that he had seen. We should get more respect from youngsters like Wiz. Seer, the fact that you're old and the fact that you're French is like doubly sad, okay? Chris? Yeah, Chris gets my respect for sure. Love that guy. Wait, hold on. I'm just realizing. Is your profile pic Tom Hardy from the Peaky Blinders? The fuck, I can't remember his name. Something Solomon? Unbeknownst to him, he clenched his fist so tightly, blazing white flames surged from his fists. It's from the TV show Taboo. I don't know that TV show. Jenna sat in her armchair in the living room, quietly waiting for Lumion to open the door and leave. Lumion carried the unfinished bottle of absinthe to the balcony and settled in a chair and took a sip. Jenna approached with light footsteps. You're in better shape. You can tell, huh? Lumion said. Your silent and reserved demeanor makes me feel more at ease than you previously. Lumion spoke in a deep voice. After a long time, I saw that lizard-like elf. Didn't you go to the Aurora Order? Why? Is that lizard related to the Aurora Order? It stems from the one they believe in. No wonder. Madame Judgment once mentioned that the Aurora Order believes in that the one the Aurora Order believes in is close to Mr. Fool in power. It wasn't something mortals could directly face. Did he just meet Madame Magician? You've grown quite smart, Lumion said. Can't you be nice? What did she say? She said to endure it for now and wait for Mr. Fool to wake up. Jenna acknowledged, at a loss for words. But after a moment, she stood up and went to Ludwig's side in the dining room to retrieve a glass from the balcony. She snatched the bottle of absinthe from Lumion and poured herself a drink. Jenna had just taken a sip of the liquid when her face furrowed. Heck, why don't people still like to drink absinthe? It tastes... why do people still like to drink absinthe? It's awful. Lumion scoffed, but didn't offer an explanation. I once read a book about a writer whose name I can't even remember. He said that those who enjoy absinthe either use it to pretend their experience or use it to reminisce of the past. My YouTube account is older than some solo leveling fans. Okay, alright. The slightly burning alcohol slid down his throat behind, leaving a familiar bitterness, Lumion said. In Corte de la Cathedral commemorative, Franca waited for Jenna to return. Have you been drinking? She sniffed. Didn't Jenna say she was going to the market district? I ran into Lumion, Jenna said. Huh? He's in the market district? Didn't he go to the Aurora Order? I thought he hadn't returned yet. Jenna didn't hold back and recounted Lumion's condition in words. Oh. Franca understood Lumion's feelings and sympathized with the plight of Aurora. She remembered that the ancient sun god suspected to be from the Third Epoch had returned in some form, and there was a good chance that he was an earlier transmigrator like them. Transmigrators hurting transmigrators. It is the way of the April Fools, likewise for the ancient sun god. How old is Kami? Kami's 17. Franca sighed silently and decided to summon Madame Hella's messenger later. She would like to inform her about the School of Truth's Vortex operation and the True Creator's role in Cordu. It wasn't that she wanted to publicly warn all members of the Research Society at the gathering. Certain matters could become catastrophic if people below a certain level knew about them. Franca hoped to raise the vigilance of Hella and the other organizers. Furthermore, Franca found the overseer of the School of Truth truly formidable. Franca's greatest unease stemmed from the broker's ability and willingness to unite the evil gods, which had been in disarray, fighting independently and even attacking each other. The hostile plan was the embryonic form of such a change. Facing the evil gods' cults that had begun to collaborate, Franca wanted the factions she associated with to take action and collaborate too. To this end, she was willing to share information about the vortex with the Mirror People, Hella, a demigod likely backed by the Evernight Church, free of charge. How is he now? Franca asked. Fine, for now, I think. Perhaps it is also because the one that the Auroric Order believes in is far superior to him. Though his hatred is real, it is quite intangible. She had the authority to speak on such matters. At dawn, Franca visited Clarice immediately and reported her encounter with the Demoness of Black. The latter expressed her approval and inquired about Franca's recent needs. Franca didn't stand on ceremony and mentioned the desire for the affliction potion ingredients. Back then, the Demoness of Black didn't agree or reject the request, only instructing Franca to visit in 2 days and to find the mirror people that Morin had mentioned ASAP. As for the mirror people that Morin had mentioned, Griffith, Pally, and Karatanza, none of them used their real names in reality. They could only rely on unclear identities to investigate. Franca hoped to obtain official assistance through 007. She also wanted to see which members of the Moses Ascetic Order in the Curly Hair Research Society. The only mirror person who could be identified was Trier's deputy of police, Sport. Franca had investigated the situation and realized that the mirror person had vanished. It appeared the fleeing overseer had used some method to alert them. After downing the last of the absinthe and saying bye to Jenna, Lumen rubbed his temples and went to his room. Under the moonlight, pouring through the curtains, he unnoticed a folded letter. At a magician? I forgot to mention, we ran into Loki while tracking the School of Truth's overseer. His condition has changed. It seems something went wrong during his resurrection after the sea prayer ritual. This led to the owner of the Castle Dillon, the former secret order leader, to be resurrected inside him. Zaratul has come back from the dead and become the Celestial Worthy's attendant. But he hasn't fully taken over Loki's body, and Loki hasn't completely died. This has turned them into an unstable, stitched-together monster. For now, don't even think about tracking Castle Dillon down. It is best to avoid any situations where he can track you too. Zaratul, he played a major role in Rizal's rise, but betrayed the Emperor. Vermonda Sauron seems to have gone mad from his and the Emperor's schemes, prompting him to enter the Fourth Epoch alone. Is Loki considered half-dead now? When Zaratul fully controls him, he should be fully dead. What a shame. Lumin regretted not finishing off Loki himself. Although he didn't feel too disappointed, he had already caused Loki's death twice after all. After burning the letter, Lumin pondered for a moment and left the bedroom. He sat across from Ludwig. "Are you willing to call me Godfather?" Lumin asked. Ludwig glanced up at him and lowered his head. Lumin changed the question. "Are you willing to follow my orders, accept my commands, and build a tacit understanding?" This time, Ludwig didn't even look up. Lumin watched as he silently took out something from his traveler bag. A Mercury eyeball, a Sequence 7, Lucky 1 characteristic of the monster pathway. Ludwig looked up immediately. Ignoring Ludwig's gaze, Lumin leisurely pulled out a serial killer characteristic and a few other items too. Then he smiled at Ludwig. "Are you willing to call me Godfather?" "Godfather?" Ludwig said. "Are you willing to follow my orders, accept my commands, and build a tacit understanding?" "I am," Ludwig replied. As he spoke, his eyes fixed on the pile of items. Lumin sighed. He could only rely on food to control him, and couldn't solely rely on food either. Otherwise, it'd be so easy for Ludwig to ignore him if there was no food around. This didn't meet the iron-blooded knight requirements. Deep in thought. See, I definitely have that where, like, if I'm watching someone... I don't have, like, I don't know if any of you are into Formula 1, but right now, the leader of the Formula 1 championship is a 19-year-old Italian kid called Kimi Antonelli, who's in his second season of Formula 1. And I never feel as bad about myself as every Sunday morning when I watch this motherfucker win another race, and I'm like, he's fucking 19. He has a fucking $15 million contract or some what is this fucking contract? Sorry, he has He has a $2 million base contract and then has another $2 million for based on performance. Okay, he has a $4 million contract and he's leading the Formula One championship. And I go, what the fuck have you been doing with your life? You waste. You literal waste of space. Jesus. Unhinged, get your pokey ass over here, bro. I'll do that. Mwah. Deep in thought, LEMMiNO pointed at the pile. Since you've admitted to being my godson, you can choose an item. But there is a condition. You must answer 2 of my 3 questions at least. Okay. Which one do you want? LEMMiNO asked. Looking around, Ludwig yearned for every item, but was reluctant to abandon any. Finally, overcoming himself, he pointed at the serial killer characteristic. He really wants a characteristic. LEMMiNO put away the other items. First question, what pathway does your power belong to? What are its characteristics? What is your rough sequence? That's the 3 questions, Ludwig muttered. LEMMiNO pretended not to hear. Seeing his protests were futile, Ludwig could only pick up some beef and mutton, mumbling, yes, yes. It seemed he couldn't recall the original name, so he had to choose another term for it. It is the gourmet pathway. That's not the official name. What the fuck? That's so cringe. LEMMiNO wasn't surprised at all. No wonder you're always acting like you're savoring delicacies. To put it simply, it's a way to get superpowers by being hungry and eating, Ludwig said. What corresponds to your sequence 9 is tramp. You lose everything and are always searching for food, barely surviving. Sorry, let me just open up my notes really quickly because I feel like we're about to get fucking 7 sequences all together. Sequence 9, Tramp. Can you be the ultimate tramp embodiment? You've even lost your fucking mind. The only thing you don't forget is eating. Sequence 8 is glutton. Come on. Glutton, quite the image. At this sequence, hunger becomes ingrained in our body, allowing us to evolve around it. What kind of evolutions? Ludwig paused for a moment to swallow his food, then stuffed a small piece of lemon cake into his mouth and replied, "Our organs are much better suited for digesting food and absorbing energy. Stronger, more powerful teeth and a bite force and an appetite that exceeds normal, helping us to obtain different abilities from foods effectively. We won't have to worry about being affected by toxins, viruses, or bacteria. In other words, even if it's highly toxic, as long as you consume it with your mouth and treat it as food, you won't die from it," LEMMiNO thought. We can't exceed a certain limit. Many gluttons die from eating random stuff, though. He's quite honest. He indeed is like a child most of the time. He's even forgetting to protest that I am asking additional questions. 7 is gourmet. At this level, our digestion and eating abilities improve further. We can discern which ingredients are edible and which are not, which ingredients can bring about special effects, and which need to be combined with others. Is extracting the corresponding information also one of them? Yes, LEMMiNO said, or Ludwig said. Although gourmet is useful, I can sense that at this sequence you still lack combat strength. Yes, perhaps Tramp gave you a certain level of street fighting capabilities, LEMMiNO commented. Beyond that is what you call chef. I thought it was bartender, LEMMiNO teased. Chefs cover a wider range. It's not like they can only make cocktails. Is a chef's ability to make special ingredients using mystical dishes, pastries, drinks, and cocktails? Exactly. Every chef has different characteristics and abilities due to the ingredients they've obtained and the food they've prepared. Chefs only have one thing in common. They have excellent skills in processing ingredients, including finding weaknesses and techniques like cutting, chopping, and slicing. Only at this sequence do they truly possess combat strength. Is there a limit to the number of permanent effects a chef can obtain? No. As long as you fully embrace hunger and greed, there's no upper limit. That's kind of nutsy though. The upper limit is kind of crazy, but that also means there's no limit to the negative effects. The first time we met, I saw you chowing down on rats. Were you a glutton or a gourmet? Gourmet? You've been critiquing the dishes I served, I thought. Did you recover the chef status? I was just short to begin with. Or did you recover the chef during the Batting's black insect incident? I was just short to begin with. Eating the insect was all it took to advance. What's the next? Depriver. Depriver? Ludwig thought LEMMiNO wanted him to explain. A depriver can strip one of 3 abilities from a target for a time. If they continue to consume part of the target's flesh, they can permanently gain one of these abilities. And the target permanently loses it unless they drink a potion again or kill me. No, the corresponding depriver. Our recipes can get way more range. A ton of formerly inedible things become food now. We can consume things we previously couldn't. Example? Corruption to a certain degree, fireballs, lightning. You can eat lightning? So basically the ability to process ingredients that includes ingredients too? Yeah, exactly. LEMMiNO pulled out a matte deprivation bullet and put it on the table. Is this from a depriver? Yes. Ludwig then asked, Can I use this as the prize? I don't want that characteristic anymore. I think characteristics are more valuable, LEMMiNO said, but I can only choose one. I can't actually consume characteristics yet. I can only use them as ingredients. Is that right? How much more do you need to become a depriver? The further along I go, the harder it gets. I can't just eat a ton. I need higher quality foods. Ludwig said, pointing to the bullet. I need at least 200 of these bullets. What if you ate the depriver who made the bullet? I could do it immediately, Ludwig said. But you don't have strong offensive capabilities. I can help you get the stuff to capture the corresponding Beyonder. But you gotta listen to me and do what I say. Before I become a demigod. We need to be totally in sync. That's my promise. Are you gonna hold up your end? Deal, Ludwig said. Oh, he's gonna try to do it this way. Okay, he's gonna try to get in sync with Ludwig and get him to... Okay. This is just the start of taming, not the end. Who were you following back then, LEMMiNO said. No need for the full title, of course. I don't remember, Ludwig said, his expression shifting before tears streamed down his face. I forgot everything. Hearing his cries, Lugano emerged from the guest room. Why is he crying? I showed him delicacies, but didn't give him any. Oh. Lugano looked between them for a second before retreating. Lugano's brief appearance made LEMMiNO remember an item. He then pulled out the remnants of Bella's umbilical cord and consulted Ludwig, who stopped sobbing. What dishes and cocktails can you make from this? An umbilical cord left behind by the Great Mother's Church was thought to be just an ingredient for charms, but now LEMMiNO might have another idea. They could make 3 types of food with effects. One food that would completely cure infertility. I thank you for that. What about the other 2? One grants potent self-healing abilities, though inferior to a vampire, and the last... It could somewhat alter your aura and lineage, making certain creatures without the necessary wisdom perceive you as a divine child of the Great Mother. So you're saying I could almost integrate the child of God's lineage into my own? Yes. That bit of lineage won't change anything for you, and only creatures directly created by the Earth Mother or those who have received her boon could sense it. That doesn't sound quite useful, but in certain circumstances that'd be incredibly useful, LEMMiNO thought. What are the side effects? For someone else, it might cause the child of God to start developing inside them, but not you. You just need to worry about the Great Mother setting her rights on you and just watching you. LEMMiNO was silent for a good 20 seconds before stowing away the umbilical cord. He wasn't in a hurry to use the to use the item. Can I have it now? Ludwig looked at the deprivation bullet. Last question. Lumen pulled out another item, a small glass vial. Bro, I gotta... Are there popes? There are popes and pontiffs, right? Do you think the blood... Man, I'm just realizing. What do you call it? Cuttlefish did so many cool things. Like, did you guys know? The Catholic Church also has, like, artifacts. Like, one of the things they do to, like, to honor people who have either gained, like, who are either, like, saints or are, like, popes and shit, is to get, like, artifacts from them. So, like, I can't remember, 1980 something? One of the fucking popes was shot. And his blood, there's like several vials of the Pope's blood. That's a class 1 artifact of the Holy Church. Any physical belonging or like any material part of a church or like a saint is a grade 1 artifact. Yeah, like the Vatican literally has like sealed artifacts. like what the bro? Reality mimics art, and art mimics reality. What the fuck? Like the crown of thorn. Do they have that? You're making that up. There's no way. In 1238, King Louis IX, Saint Louis, acquired the crown of thorns. What? We have this? What the fuck? Bro. Kami, oh my god, you think so? Do you think one of the negative artifacts of like a grade 1 artifact is that like higher probability that like a fucking priest or like lower sequences like kids? Oh my god. Like, look at this. Apparently this is a fucking thing. Like, we don't, whatever. Often alluded to by the early church along with the others. Since 400 AD, a relic has been venerated as the crown of thorns. King Louis IX obtained it in 1239 from Emperor Baldwin II, who was financially in debt to due to heavy military expenses. A purported relic of the crown of thorns received by the French King Louis IX. What the fuck is this? What? The Holy Lance I know of. But like, what is it? Like, I can't remember which pope it is. Grade 1 artifact, Holy Church. Bro, this is so whack. I search up grade 1 artifact and it pulls up Lord of Mysteries. I'm talking about the Vatican, you idiot. Yeah. The only reason I know about the Holy Lance is someone mentioned this to me. In religion or relic, yes. Relics are important artifacts in some forms of Christianity, Buddhism. Fucking... What? Really? I didn't know other ones have that too. Christianity, yes. One of the earliest sources for as Alicia died. Who the fuck is Alicia? Am I dumb? Dude, I'm not Christian, I guess. I don't know. Who the fuck is Alicia? The archives of the Vatican are legit Chanisgate, dude, genuinely. The practice of venerating relics seem to have been taken for granted by yeah, many tales of miracles and other marvels are attributed to relics beginning in the early history of the church. Like, this shit is so, like, man, we don't know this, but like, we legit, I think if like aliens came down, they'd be like, yo, you guys like, You guys live in some fucking sci-fi kind of eldritch horror world. The fuck you mean you mean some guy got shot 40 years ago and you keep his blood in little vials and call it holy artifacts? What the fuck? Or holy relics? What the fuck is wrong with you guys? One last question, Lumin said, pulling out another item, a small glass vial containing an ancient bloodstained powder coming from the demon warlock Berman, who was guided by a visitor from the Resurrection Island named Harrison. He summoned a spirit named Arden from the depths of death and killed it, collecting its blood for a future ritual. Lumin got some of this bloodstained powder from his room. They must have some crazy things we don't know about. Imagine you drink that. Dude, okay, imagine you drink that, but you gotta imagine, that's a grade 1 artifact, so that corresponds to demigod level stuff. You're like flipping the Kalvatua coin in like 1 in a million, where you're like, either I become a sea god immediately, or I go berserk immediately. No other. Yeah, I need Kalvatua luck. Thank you, Aaron. Alright, good night, Eve. You have a good night. Hopefully see you tomorrow. Is it edible? Lumin said. Yes. Then eat half of it, Lumin said. Ludwig chewed and tasted it for a while before starting his gourmet review. It has a rich aroma of death and eternal rest. It comes from a man in his 30s, with traits of both mystery prior and death, in a poor mental state, and prone to instability. This sounds like Berman himself. From Intessus Winter Province? Yes. He then shared other insights drawn from powder, each aligning with Berman. This couldn't possibly mean that Berman summoned himself, killed himself, and collected his own blood, could it? The ancient bloodstained powder likely wasn't left by Berman due to some other illnesses. As for Franka and Ludwig, as both Franka and Ludwig had confirmed, the blood was closely linked to death in the spirit world. Was using the method taught by the Resurrection Island Harrison, Berman summoned an evil spirit from the depths of death. That was himself? His own marking? That's weird. What exactly does Harrison from the Resurrection Island want? Lumin's thoughts raised, feeling that the mysteries of Resurrection Island were no less profound than the high-level events he had seen before. Does that mean Pope or like Sequence 2, like in Lord of the... You gotta imagine, right? You gotta imagine, Pope's gotta be angel level. Think about it. This guy is a prophet of... This guy's a prophet of God, and he's like the only prophet of God. Well, no, popes aren't prophets, right? I don't know how that actually even works, because what the church says is like the Pope speaks on behalf of God, I think, but then doesn't that make him a prophet? But then they're not prophets. I don't know, because like there are prophets also in the church, so I don't know. Oh, piss! Seriously? Fuck! Sorry, I just opened a ginger ale can and it fucking went everywhere. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Fucking cringe. Sorry. I'm like 99% sure the Vatican have to cover up to some important piece of history that goes against their belief. So they're pretty clear about that, Seer. The good thing is, because now I want to be clear, I'm not Catholic, I'm not religious, okay? I'm like a theist agnostic at best. No, a theist agnostic is probably it, right? He just interprets the fate? Really? But so then we just trust this guy to say like, yeah, I guess he knows best, and we just trust these other 20 people to just say, yeah, these guys know best, so they'll pick the one who knows best. Alright. Pope is successor of Peter, and Peter was one of Jesus' apostles, so every pope is equal to one of the 12 apostles. Yo, what? Can you give it to me now? Ludwig said, looking at the deprivation bullet. Yes. Ludwig caught the bullet LEMMiNO tossed and stuffed it into his mouth, eating it directly, not cooking it. No need, I can just absorb it. I'm not Catholic, don't quote me. Brother, me neither. Okay, we're all just shooting the shit here. As he spoke, he sucked on the deprivation bullet like it was an ice pop. Compared to before, the bullet's matte casing had noticeably thinned and the intricate symbols etched into it pitted. Ludwig sucked on it 3 more times and finally swallowed it. LEMMiNO watched with a grimace, gaining a deeper understanding. After eating the bullet, Ludwig closed his eyes, savoring the taste. LEMMiNO felt a pang of regret for the bullet he had just obtained. The weakening bullet, the deprivation bullet, and the implosion bullet had not served their intended purposes, while the poisoned, putrid, and impregnating bullets had been given to Franco. How do you feel? LEMMiNO said. Delicious. A familiar aftertaste. Godfather, can you quickly find out who made that deity? You little rascal. It's the cult following your god. I can't exactly blame you now, can I? Even for an evil god, sacrificing on any number of bestowed is worthwhile if it frees an angel. Returning to an angel's belly is like returning to deity's heaven. I'm too pragmatic to believe in higher power, but I have respect and belief for those who need to. Seer, I used to think that way too. The fuck are you reading? I don't know, man. I used to feel that way too. Then I had a personal experience that makes it like like I logically don't know how a god couldn't exist with that experience. So like I don't know how to. So I'm a theist for that reason. He slowly visualized a cross-eyed sphere that had grew into an eye in his mind. His state settled and drowsiness began to creep up. Just then, LEMMiNO was taken aback. Cogitation was taught by his sister, and cogitation patterns are casually drawn by her. LEMMiNO laughed softly, and his laughter shaking. Minutes later, he indulged in reminiscing of his life in Cordoue, including the interactions in the dream. Even those, now looking back, carried a certain warmth. As his thoughts raced, LEMMiNO remembered his sister's creature, white paper. I wonder where white paper is. Strictly speaking, Aurora isn't dead, so the contract should exist, right? Pity. They aren't only messengers, but only contractees can summon them, or I'd summon white paper just to see its condition. Using Aurora's words, saying something similar makes you think of that person. Or liking someone so much, you even like their pets, huh? It's not that I can't summon, since Boris is inside me, and we are one with Aurora's soul shard. Maybe I could. Thinking this, LEMMiNO set up an altar and chanted, I summon in my name the spirit that wanders about the unfounded, a friendly creature that can be subordinated, the weak ball that can telepathically connect with me. As the incantation echoed, the candlelight flickered, yet nothing happened. With his spirit vision active, LEMMiNO didn't see the white paper that had appeared. He laid back down, disappointed. As time ticked by, the sleepless LEMMiNO became alert. It was 6 in the morning, feeling not the slightest bit of fatigue. LEMMiNO got up silently and began to clean up the altar. Just then, a doll messenger in a light gold dress emerged, dropping a dark coin pouch and a folded letter. The reward from Madam Magician. One of them's a traveler bag. Lumin perked up, grabbing the pouch. The messenger glanced at him and pinched her nose. You drunk? Your clothes stink. Lumin cleared his throat in awkward embarrassment and thanked her. As the messenger left, he began to check the rewards. 742 rewards. The dark coin pouch was indeed a traveler's bag containing 3 items: a sheepskin parchment in a brownish hue. Another was a nearly invisible triangular spike, and the last was a mechanically intricate revolver. Ugh, I'll update the fucking numbers for you, Kami. God. That's too much to ask? No, it's not. I'm just being a bum. Ignore me, okay? Lumin didn't rush out to take the rewards, but instead unfolded the letter. Price description. Iron-blooded knight formula. See for yourself. Traveler bag. No need for further explanation. Right? Wintry blade. Wait, wasn't this the thing that Gio had? Gio just gave one of her own characteristics? God, you poor bitch. Do you have nothing else you've gotten in these years? Oh my god. Wasn't this the one Gio had way back when? A mystical item crafted from the dust of an ancient vengeful spirit and residual aura. Any creature pierced by it, even without a visible wound, will fall into an icy rigidity and uncontrollable thoughts, as if possessed by a wraith. Moreover, as the battle persists, the targets of the wintry blade, even without direct contact, will gradually find their thoughts slowing in movement. The downside is that the bearer gradually loses body heat, turning to a necrotic state. Yep, very much so. Yep. If this exceeds the necessary time, the process becomes irreversible. Viscount Stratford, I think so, because they become necrotic. I remember this description, yeah. Placing it in the traveler bag effectively avoids the negative effects of carrying it. You need only ensure the battle doesn't exceed 3 hours. Of course, as a sequence 5 for the Hunter pathway, or Burning Reaper, you could endure the effects for at least 4 hours. With reading this, Lumin thought of the Egger's family mask. That mask could turn the wielder into a dead being, providing protection. While wearing the mask, could I just use the blade unaffected? I'm already undead, so the necrosis doesn't apply. No, wearing that mask too long means real death. He continued reading the last part. Winter is coming. This Okay, Eddard Stark. This revolver was found at the site of a secret but failed ritual while investigating the Order of All Extinction cult. Meant to be a collectible firearm, but became a formidable weapon imbued with a limited number of uses due to corruption. The bullets it fires carries that corruption, producing 2 effects. 1. Ensures the bullet hits its target. Even saints, unless they use special abilities to dodge, will be hit. For beings under demigods, unless they switch with a substitute, or the shooter is under an illusion, the shot will hit the intended target. 2. Ensures death. Even saints lacking certain traits or abilities, once hit, will suffer great trauma and gradually die. For beings below demigods, a hit means certain death. The 2 cannot coexist. A choice is made for each shot. Oh. So either I choose instant death, or I choose sure hit. Oh my god. Am I crazy? Does Lumin go teleport, harumph, instant death? Does he, instead of changing the combo, he adds to the combo? Like, they're only knocked out for like a quick second, but it's enough. Just poop, insta-death bullet right behind you, done. You know, like, you have like a really good 2-hit combo. Instead of saying like, hey, I only have a 2-hit combo, that's not good. You say like, hey, I'm gonna find a 3rd combo to chain into it, you know? The number of times I can carry these effects is 4. Once used up, Winter is coming will revert to a normal revolver and begin rusting and deteriorating. Until then, its normal shots will also spread ailments with each wound. Even a broken clock is right twice a day? Me? After each use of the winter is coming, you must seek treatment from an apothecary or doctor, even if no symptoms appear. If not treated in time, you will inevitably contract a terminal illness that a lower sequence apothecary and doctor cannot cure. This is yeah. He said, "Damn, he's having a teleport and a harump several times." We're gonna do each fight is one teleport, one harump, one bullet for the next 4 fights. Okay. The next 4 fights are gonna be done in 3 sentences each. Okay. This is a weapon that can harm demigods. After the Overseer Pearls painted itself incident, are Madam Magician and her peers providing us with the items to affect demigods? After confirming their words, Lumin reached into the traveler bag and pulled out a parchment. Sequence name: Iron-Blooded Knight. Main ingredient: Magma Giant's Core, Stone of Catastrophe. Supplementary ingredients: 80 milliliters of boiling magma. A whole bunch of other bullshit. Ritual: form a team of 30 people. Cultivate deep comradeship with them, allowing them to grow stronger and together with perfect synergy. Understanding the leader's intent through eye contact and gestures, nearly as one entity. While reading, Lumin felt a strong burning sensation from the dark red inked words, as though he could smell rust and blood. Lumin just finished reading the night formula and quickly set it on the table, feeling as though he was sinking into a pit of hell and flames. Is it because the Sequence 4 formula inherently possesses such traits, or because it was written by an angel? Boiling magma. Does this mean drinking magma? In the morning, apartment 702, Lumin placed the traveler bag and the 2 weapons on the coffee table. Only 3 items, Frank asked. There's also the Iron-Blooded Knight Sequence 4 potion formula, but that's not quite useful to you. Who says? At Sequence 4 I can switch, Franka said. She almost said that before joining the Demoness sect. Her dream was to obtain the Iron-Blooded Knight to turn back into a male. Lumin doesn't even know. Lumin, the only hunter abilities Lumin uses is like big ass fireball. Motherfucker, you could have done that at Pyromaniac. You know you're 2 sequences higher, right? May I see it? It's not like you'll lose anything. This way, if I become a Demoness of Affliction and something forces me out of the Demoness sect, I can consider advancing. Sure, Lumin said. He took out the parchment out of the traveler bag. May I have a look too? Jenna said. Is it really appropriate for a female demoness to look at this? Lumin didn't help dissuade Jenna and freely unfolded the parchment, laying it on the coffee table. For every paragraph, take a look, then close your eyes for a few seconds. It has a strong impact. It requires at least 30 people. That's quite difficult, Franka said. The stronger the team members, the better he affects, and if you have members with godhood on the team, the number can be reduced. Franka and Jenna immediately said, Ludwig? I'm trying, Lumin said. Franka said no more and turned the attention to the 3 items: Wintry Blade, Winter is Coming, and Traveler's Bag. Jenna, Anthony, you pick first. Just don't leave the Traveler Bag for me. I already have one, please. She was worried about lacking a powerful or special effect item. Both the Wintry Blade and Winter Coming are perfect for her. Either or would do. Anthony signaled for Jenna to go first, not out of courtesy, but he wanted the Traveler Bag, and he wanted the other 2 items too. Jenna looked at the hypnotist, lacking direct attack capabilities, and then looked at Franka, whose gaze moved back and forth. She picked up a coin and said, I've always wanted a Traveler Bag. It wasn't a lie. Many witch spells required materials and items, not even just by carrying them could have negative effects. But this could be avoided. Jenna took one look at the Traveler Bag, and Anthony quickly made his choice. I'll take Winter is Coming. Without a Traveler Bag, carrying the Wintry Blade would be quite a burden. Franka looked at the nearly transparent triangular blade and said, I'll see if I can have it made into a hidden blade. Oh, that's so... The hidden blade is gonna have a hidden blade is so cute. Most hunter abilities are not used in combat. That is a fucking lie, Chris. I have to wait for the best parts. How many chapters is Volume 5 MX? Lumin watched as his companions distribute their rewards and nodded. That evening, in the rented apartment, he met Madam Magician again. She spoke. Head to the Blue Avenger now. What's your favorite manga? favorite manga. Man. Oh, y'all are gonna hate me for this. It's a tie. It's a tie, okay? It's a tie. I'm sorry. I always get shit for this. Vagabond and the Climber. Vagabond and the Climber. They're both perfect. Perfect. On the dark expanse of the sea, the antiquated Blue Avenger bobbed gently with the undulations of the sea. My top 3 are Vagabond, 3 Days of Happiness, Kingdom. 3 Days of Happiness? What is that? I don't actually know that one. Kingdom, obviously. I haven't read Kingdom, but I've obviously heard a lot about it. Only 3 volumes and based on a novel? Oh. Well, I may check that out then if it's that short. I'll try to read it tomorrow during work. Hee hee. Yes, my work is very hectic, guys, okay? I need your support, okay? LEMMiNO once again came face to face with Alger, the Stormbringer. The bearer of the Hanged Man card stood on deck, his deep blue hair a wild mess, seemingly under constant assault from the sea winds. His attire had changed from the previous sailor garb to a captain's coat. Explore it yourself, Alger said. I don't have any wisdom to impart. That would help. If I did, I would have uncovered all the secrets of this ship. With these matters had been confirmed by Madam Magician, leaving LEMMiNO without doubts. He thanked Alger and began to step forward. He triggered the residual aura of Alista Tudor in his palm without hesitation, but felt no ominous sensation. Instead, his palm felt ice cold. LEMMiNO lifted his right hand and noticed the faint red scar had brightened significantly, but the skin covering it had turned pale. I wonder whether the underworld's Taoist seal would prevent activating the key characteristics of this ghost ship. LEMMiNO circled the cabin with a mix of anxiety and trepidation. During his exploration, he encountered no attacks from ropes or disturbances. It seemed the aura of Alista Tudor still served some purpose, or would be this quiet, right? The hanged man Alger did not follow, but stayed on the front of the deck, watching from afar. LEMMiNO's figure disappeared deeper into the ship. Magician raised her right hand and drew a circle in midair. A sprinkle of brilliant starlight emerged, initially forming a transparent crystal orb, then expanding into a dreamlike veil. On the veil, LEMMiNO's figure appeared, wandering around the captain's cabin. There should be some findings, Magician said. The hangman nodded, not asking what items may be found or changes it could bring. But since even Magician could not divine a certain future, and Ma'am Hermit could only see vague images. After Mr. Fool's slumber, many major arcana holders had explored the Blue Avenger, but had not unraveled the ship's core secrets or located the treasures left by the Tudor dynasty. The Apprentice Pathway's specialty, Magician only managed to help the hanged man uncover the other secrets, unable to unravel the deepest level. This Mr. Star's explanation. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Mr. Star's got it, that fucking guy. The Blue Avenger is not only influenced by the lawyer pathway's distortion, but also has notable traits of error, spatial transportation, or spatial transposition, and grafting. This aligned with the circumstances of the Tudor dynasty. Under Alista Tudor, amongst the 5 great nobles, Amon, the Marauder, the King of Angels of the Error Pathway, Mr. Dor of the Abraham family, Jacob and Tamara families had 1 angel from the Error Pathway and 1 who had been of the Apprentice Pathway. They clearly possess strong abilities to utilize error, alter positions, and graft. It's more Pallas than the dumbass, true. If not ensuring the wait, is Pallas still with, couldn't Pallas leave now? He's become strong enough. He's just sticking around with Leonard for what? Like, Amon's not really the threat to him anymore. He's a threat to Amon. Is he still with Leonard? Bro, those bums genuinely deserve each other. If not ensuring the preservation of the Blue Avenger and its treasures unharmed and intact, Magician felt she could unravel the ghost ship's secrets, but doing so would reduce the ship to fragments. Under the watchful eyes of 2 major arcana holders, Lumin searched every room. He intermittently came across 7 or 8 sailors, all instructed by the captain not to interfere with his exploration. Approaching the stairs leading to the lower decks, Lumin glanced at the pitch-black abyss below, maintaining the aura of Alista Tudor as he descended. Upon walking, he detected an unusual scent. He had been descending for 30 or 40 seconds, which should have already brought him here. The distance between the upper and lower levels couldn't possibly be so vast that a Reaper couldn't traverse it. To this, Lumin responded not with alarm but elation. An anomaly was what he needed. Had there been no anomaly, that meant the aura of Alista Tudor no longer functioned. Lumin exhaled, calmed his nerves, and maintained a steady but unhurried pace, continuing his descent. After an undetermined amount of time, he saw no more steps. His feet now touched cold, black slabs of stone. Have I arrived? Lumin thought. He saw a barrage of white flame spears flying towards him, obscuring all in view. It was like he was facing an army. Each soldier hurtling a spear from their hands. There was nowhere to hide, nowhere to dodge. Instinctively, Lumin was about to swap places with his shadow, hoping to use this ability to survive. But then he had another idea. Lumin took on a tinge of madness as he faced the overwhelming barrage, not using any abilities. He straightened his back and thrust his palm forth. The right palm sealed by the underworld Taoist, carrying the aura of Alista Tudor, both fully activated. The dense, rain-like barrage froze in midair, neither advancing nor falling. Seeing this, Lumin sighed. He made the right bet. The spears began to extinguish, gradually, slowly fading. Before Lumin could take a look, the clusters of flames lit up, resembling a wall-mounted lamp piercing the dense darkness, revealing the surroundings. Should just be you, Kami. I don't think so. No, I haven't dropped any frames, so... He found himself in a deep, wide hall that was smaller than he had imagined. When the white hot flames... I don't know why, my mind went to fucking flaming hot Cheetos there for a second. When the white hot flame spears were hurled at him like a flock of endless crows, it felt as though he stood on an ancient battlefield, vast enough to be measured in kilometers. But the hall before him was merely the size of a grand prayer hall. At a glance, Lumin's gaze froze, his heart seemed to stop beating. At the end of the hall, there stood a colossal figure on a throne of black iron. The surface of the throne bore patches of red, either from corrosion or stains of blood. There was a figure on the throne. The figure was giant-like, draped in a deep red ceremonial robe and an iron-black crown, his elbow resting on the armrest, supporting its bowed head. The flickering blood-red long hair draped down, obscuring his face. Lumin was familiar with this figure. He had seen him before. The figure of Alista Tudor. But he lacked the terror, violence, and madness he had seen in the past, devoid of the aura of war and destruction, and the tangible oppressiveness and the sense of conquest. If it weren't visible, Lumin would have believed there was nothing on the throne. A phantom, he thought. In this perception, there was nothing above the throne, marked with the stains. Lumin's heartbeat normalized as he reopened his eyes. The figure remained motionless. Lumin resisted the urge to observe any weaknesses in the figure or to activate the Eye of Calamity. Don't fucking do that. Below the 9 steps leading up to the throne were 5 modeled stone chairs. 2 on the left, 3 on the right. Why couldn't there be one more? For symmetry, Lumin thought. Because that era was characterized by its asymmetry. 5. So those would be the 5 angels, I guess. Like one for the indigenous family, one from the Jacob family, one from the Tamara family, one is Amon. Did I say Amon or E? Like those 5, right? He knew these chairs represented the 5 great nobles of the Tudor dynasty. These ancient chairs appeared smashed by someone, some split by cracks and some shattered to pieces. Some had broken backrests while others were missing their seats. Some melted by intense flames. Had there been a battle here? Lumen tried to find the corresponding marks on the floor, but found nothing. No objects. Weren't there supposed to be treasures from the Tudor dynasty? Had they been stolen? Termibors did say if I'm not of high enough level, forcibly exploring the ship could lead to resurrection of at least a Tudor within me. Lumen started walking, all the while kept keeping his eyes on the figure on the throne. Suddenly a pair of eyes, iron black and cold. The figure slowly raised his head. Bug, how's it going, man? The moment Lumion saw those eyes, his mind went blank. What chapter do we stop at? I'm thinking 745's here. When he came to, he was shocked to find himself walking step by step towards the throne without any intention of doing so. He felt his body trembling, yet he was powerless to stop. It seemed as though his body was no longer his own. This scene, coupled with the figure on the throne, possibly being at least a Tudor, reminded Lumion of his past incidents at the Samaritan Women's Spring, and the other in the depths of the Red Swan Castle, where he, Albus, and Alros lost consciousness after hearing a phantom of Vermonda, all wandering from the core area. Could this be a similar situation? The capability of a hunter at an angelic level? Lumion tried to calm himself down. Compared to those, at least his consciousness recovered quite quickly. Why did my consciousness awaken? Why does my body still accept control? Is the figure of Alista Tudor here weaker, or is there another reason? Perhaps this anomaly holds the key to overcoming the control. Lumion strained to extend his will to his limbs. This had some effect. His steps began to slow. He took the opportunity to get a closer look at Alista Tudor. The Emperor had a stern face with a sharp, chiseled feature, resolute lips, and a prominent nose, long hair gleaming with a faint blood light. Suddenly, Lumion felt an urge to submit. This impulse did not fade, but swelled. I can't resist. Submit. And submission will grant everything. If he becomes angry, he'll kill me. Franca and Jenna will be destroyed too. Give up. Kneel. As these thoughts surged through Lumion's mind, he turning into a violent wave. He clenched his teeth, as if any relaxation would break the dam, and the flood would completely drown his will. The previously slowed down steps quickened again on the deck of the Blue Avenger. Magician and the Hanged Man both staring at the dreamlike veil suspended in midair. Against a drop of starlight, Lumion's figure on the translucent curtain had become blurred, and the surrounding darkness rendered everything invisible. The obscurity compared to the previous clarity indicated that something was happening. In the eyes of the Magician and the Hanged Man, they saw Lumion's body growing rigid, yet his pace quickening. Something's off, Alger said. Magician nodded, preparing to pull out an artifact that would help her locate Lumion and allow entry. Yet Lumion continued to walk forward with a blank, rigid expression. I cannot give up. I mustn't. If I lose my resolve, I won't be myself. Son of a bitch! Lumion exerted all his strength, but he felt an increasing desire to submit. Suddenly the dam holding his will collapsed, and surrender and submission overtook him. Lumion's mind went blank. And in this state, he had no concept of how much time had passed, until a deathly cold, rot-like pain shot through his palm. Lumion was jolted awake, regaining his thoughts and a measure of control. Before him was not the 9-stepped dais or the huge throne marked with red, but a mirror. A full-length mirror. In the mirror, Lumin saw his face contorted with pain, looking as though he may give up at a moment's notice. While his facial contours sharpened and his nose became prominent, at the same time his hair grew inch by inch, dyed with a bloody glow. I'm turning into Alista. This realization dawned on him, and without thinking further, while his body still obeyed his commands, he lunged to the side, trying to escape the mirror. A dive, followed by a roll, took him out of the mirror's reflexive range. The next second, he heard a phantom roar. His mind blanked out. As his thoughts returned, he found himself crouched on the ground, at the end point of his roll. His body hadn't moved towards the mirror on its own, but it couldn't stop shaking. It was as if something inside the mirror was pounding, making the mirror clatter as if it was about to shatter. With each bang against the mirror, Lumin's mind felt the impact over and over. This gripped him with fear. After a while, the pounding gradually subsided, and Lumin's body stopped shaking, as he began to understand and reflect on his situation. If he really had approached that mirror, and the reflection had completed the transformation, Alista would be reborn within me? But as long as I'm not reflected in the mirror and my image isn't cast upon it, the impact will be minimal. Is the trigger for the transformation entering the mirror's reflection? Lumin slowly supported himself, observing his surroundings. He realized he was not in a somber hall, but in a bizarre, starlight-formed space where the floor appeared semi-transparent, revealing endless darkness below, and only ethereal stars above. On either side of the doors were starlight, erect in darkness. Lumin had reached into this deep into the corridor at this moment, only 15 meters from the mirror. Was the hall I saw all illusions? Was their purpose to make me submit? No. Had I been reflected in the mirror, that one emitting the roar just now would have been achieved their goal. In a flash of light, Lumin guessed maybe the illusion I saw were resonances created by the aura of Alista within me and the full-length silver mirror, which triggered a response from the underworld Taoist, helping me escape. With this, Lumin raised his hand and looked at his palm. There, the pale red scar was as vibrant as if it had just entered his body, while the skin around it showed a clear sign of decay. This confirmed his suspicion. He once again turned his gaze to the full-length mirror. Having dealt with the mirror people many times, he furrowed his brow. Does Alista Tudor want to use that mirror and his residual aura within me for resurrection? The resurrection involves the mirror world? But that's not unusual. Whether it's the special mirror itself or the mirror people, they're all related to Alista Tudor. I had thought the special connection was a relic of the four emperors, but Morin from the Tamara family said their connection to the mirror world was established before the war. How many mirror world couldn't have been created? This mirror world couldn't have been created by Alista, could it? How many problems did he leave for this world? As expected of the Blood Emperor, known for his madness. But clearly, the mirror world can't avoid the demoness either. Could it be the demoness sect lured the Tamara family, trying to subtly influence Alista Tudor? In the end, it was used by the Blood Emperor? The Fourth Epoch Trier is full of mysteries. As Lumin pondered, he suddenly understood why Termi Boris prevented him from exploring the Blue Avenger back then. To explore here, one would either need the Underworld Taoist's brand to seal Alista Tudor's essence, or some corresponding artifact or authority to counteract the domination, or one would become a puppet of Alista in a moment. Lumin's gaze shifted, focusing on the doors of starlight. Do they represent different treasures? Are you talking about like dark matter and shits here? What are you referencing? Antimatter and quantum theory? Ah, I thought so. Bro, 3 items? He's gonna get 3 items? Let's go! We can make anti-hydrogen. Yep. It is by far the most valuable substance in the fucking universe that we know of. We are almost 2/3 of the way through the book. Let's go! My punishment is coming to an end, boys. It is so peak. Having checked his condition, Lumen slowly moved along the wall of the spacious corridor. During this, Kami, we can finally use it to make your mom lose some weight. During this, he almost cleared his mind, not thinking or analyzing, focusing solely on whether he would be caught by the full-length silver mirror at the end of the corridor. Finally, following his instinct, Lumen stopped. Oh, come on. Don't turn off the music just because I made the joke. Come on. Don't be so sore. He had hoped to use the law of characteristic convergence and a fate appropriator sensitivity to fate to find the most suitable room. I'm sorry. There might be a high-level item from the hunter path here, even the main ingredient for the iron-blooded knight. Looking at the translucent door formed of starlight, Lumen, in a hushed tone, asked Boris, "Do you think there is great danger inside?" After the ordeal with the School of Truth, Lumen grew more cautious and vigilant, but that didn't mean he wouldn't seek his opinion under the right circumstances, as Boris could still offer advice. Boris, however, remained silent, not answering the question. Unfazed, Lumen placed his right hand, still pulsing with the least of Tudor's essence, on the handle of the starlight door in front of him. He turned the handle, poised to push open the door, waiting for a reaction from Boris. The door gradually opened and Boris gave no warning. No response is also a response. It means the danger inside is at least bearable. Lumen pushed open the door wide and walked into the room, dominated by shadows. Suddenly, a bluish-white blaze lit up and an iron-black sword engulfed in a terrifying flame struck down towards his head. Prepared, Lumen quickly activated the black mark on his shoulder and teleported to the side of the room. The black sword, covered in a bluish-white flame, struck the translucent starlight floor, leaving a crack. Inside the crack, some of the starlight melted, appearing like flowing magma. Under the sparks, Lumen saw the assailant. A nearly 2.5-meter tall suit of iron-black armor. The interior of its visor was a swath of darkness, as if uninhabited. With a swift motion, the iron-black armor turned and faced Lumen, raising a large sword covered in bluish-white flames. And before it could strike, Lumen's blue eyes turned black. He spotted the weak point in the giant's armor, pale white spot at the joints. As the black sword struck with the blade, Lumen teleported, and with a bang, the flames scattered and Lumen's figure outlined behind the iron armor knight. Harumph! He leapt up, his right fist igniting with flames. A clang echoed as Lumen punched the joint between the helmet and the body armor. Cull! After landing the punch, Lumen teleported away, dodging a waist-high slash. In a manner, using high mobility of teleport, he continuously appeared behind the target, striking the same spot with Cull over and over and over. After 5 consecutive culls, the armor stood in place frozen. Gnarly cracks spread out from the joints. Crack. The entire armor shattered and metal fragments fell to the ground like rain. The sword, covered in bluish-white flames, followed, hitting the ground. It had no intelligence and moved swiftly, stronger than Sequence 6 but weaker than 5. However, that sword hits incredibly hard. If it struck me, unless I substituted, I would have died instantly, or at least lost a couple limbs. That's only because it didn't strike my torso. Yes, it is quite durable, even more so than the guardians I encountered in the Dream Festival, Lumen thought. The room was quite empty, featuring only an altar-like stone platform with a small, transparent glass bottle within, containing a semi-solid, yellowish-red substance, toppled with a thick black wick. A mystical candle, Lumen thought? I wonder what it's used for. What about the teleport, Chris? By now, he was fairly certain there was no other surprises. He turned his attention to the pile of fragments. Amongst the debris, he found a piece of leather. The piece of leather was about the size of half a towel, creamy white and finely textured. Next one's a slight cliffhanger. This one's good, man. appearing so enticing that even from a distance, Lumi felt it must have belonged to a beautiful woman. Human skin? He didn't immediately pick up the sword, whose flames had mostly died down, or the piece of metal, instead drawing a dagger. Using the dagger, Lumion picked out the leather and held it in front. The first thing he saw was words in ancient Hermes. Despair. Sequence 4. Lumion's breathing labored, and his head spun. He looked away and used the dagger to lift the white leather, stuffing it into his bag. A potion formula for Demoness of Despair? And the leather it's written on was peeled right off a Demoness of Despair, hence its special and dangerous nature. Truly a relic from the Tudor dynasty. Lumion shifted his gaze back to the black sword. Let's go. We're going to now sell this to Franca, and we're going to say, I want everything you own. Everything that you own and... No, actually, we're going to sell this to Jenna. Jenna, you don't own anything, okay? Your debts far surpass your assets. In that case, what I'm going to need for you is a 25% cut of all of your earnings into eternity. And listen, every time you sell a product, I want a nickel, okay? I want a nickel. I feel like we can make a good deal. Seer, I was trying to sound more like Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank. Like, listen, let's go for a royalty deal, okay? I understand you don't have much money right now. Let's go for a royalty deal, okay? I will take 25% cut of all of your future sales. What do I bring to the table? You see this piece of human skin? Yeah, I got it. I got that shit on me, boys. He pondered for a moment, deciding not to risk determining the item's abilities, effects, and impacts quite yet. Instead, he just stuffed it in his bag. Using the same method, LEMMiNO also picked up a strange candle in a glass bottle and tossed it in. He planned to consult Madame Magician about these items once outside, rather than experimenting right now. After ensuring there was nothing else, Lumion returned to the Door of Starlight. Just as he was about to continue, using the loft characteristics and a fate appropriator, Termi Boris spoke. For you, the other rooms are too dangerous. That was rather the voice of Madame Magician. I misspoke. It was not Termi Boris. I apologize. Mr. Hangman and her indeed watching. Does she mean the exploration is to pause here? He thought for a moment, deciding to do one thing before leaving. Slowly, bit by bit, he circled towards the full-length mirror at the end of the corridor. His focus intense, ready to turn and leave at a moment's notice. Until then, he reached the side of the mirror. Madame Magician had chosen not to speak. Lumion took a deep breath and moved his right palm towards the mirror. He didn't know whether the mirror would react. As his palm raised, Lumion's nerves were taut. As he touched the surface of the mirror, feeling its brittle yet firm coldness, Lumion activated the power from his contract with Bloody Jack. Mirror Mark. He wanted to test whether he could still sense the mark left in this hidden space once he returned. Blood seeped in from his palm into the mirror fragment, forming an inverted image. So while waiting, Lumion had a thought. Does my recent encounter stack on negative effects from the Mirror Mark contract? Lumion had set the Mirror Mark in the blink of an eye. Having done this, he retraced his steps, avoiding areas where the full-length mirror could see him, and walked up the stairs. Before long, he saw the wall lamps, and he had returned to the Blue Avenger. Upon reaching the front deck, before Lumion could ask Madame Magician to retrieve the items, she spoke. As expected of a hunter with the status of a fake angel in Alista's aura, you obtained 3 items closely related to hunters and demoness in nearly an instant. That sword is what you were after. It is made from the Iron-Blooded Knight characteristic. Let's go! Boys, we're laughing. We're laughing all the way to the bank. We got the main characteristic of a sequence 4. We got Jenna's future earnings into infinity. We're laughing. We just made like infinite money, goddammit. Whew. Jenna, you're about to be poor, but I'm about to be rich as a motherfucker. That's what I say. Let's go. And a special candle. Fuck the candle. That's what I say. Alright, boys. That's it. We'll call it there. Y'all have a good rest of your day or nights. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow. And we'll keep going. Alder sitting on a treasure trove. Truly, truly. The bum. Nah, I'm just kidding. Thursday. Okay. One more stream tomorrow. And then no stream for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Okay. Monday I can probably stream back. So 4 days is going to be no stream. Alright, that's it, boys. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Bye.